Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. A little bit of a messy beard here. Usually when I do wuzu, my beard looks a bit funny afterwards. Anyway, the topic of the video is on steps. So, I wonder if you have ever heard of coaches, especially that specialize in fat loss for their clients, ever talk about taking a daily 10,000 step. So, as I'm doing currently, I try to make the non-negotiable that insha'Allah every single day I have to hit 10,000 steps at the very least. And why is that good for your fat loss journey? Well, there are many things involved in it. Firstly is that of course that many steps means that you're cutting off maybe 200 to 400 plus calories per day. So that's like an easy given calorie deficit. And what calorie deficit means is you decreasing the weight off you, right? After maybe having your meals and whatnot. With that, of course, it helps in your longevity, as I've heard, in your bone health, cardiovascular disease reduction, and so many other benefits. That's all the biological stuff. Think about it in another way now. Deen. So, one thing I can tell you from my experience, at the time when I was obese, back in December 2024, when I started my coaching program, my coach was quite easy on me. He was like, you have to get to at least 10,000 steps, but if you can't, at the very least start with maybe around 6,000 from what I remember. And 1,000 steps is around 10 minutes of walking. And so another motivator for me was that I have to get to that mark. And it's an easy little cardio that you can apply on a daily basis to help you in your fat loss. One motivator is Umrah, insha'Allah. There may come a time, and may Allah bless us, Umrah and Hajj, insha'Allah, Ameen. Imagine that you're going for Umrah as, your fat self. And when you're at Umrah, you have to obviously do Tawaf, you have to do Sa'i. Now, there's a lot of walking there, akhi. You don't want to be that guy that, by the third or fourth Tawaf, in front of the Holy Kaaba, your legs start giving away, your feet start hurting really bad. I remember I was on the second level, not exactly on the Mataf, but back in 2024, I think October, during Umrah, I think I was at the Mataf. Anyway, there was a time where I was on the second level of the Haram, and it's a lot bigger, right? So the radius is a bit bigger. Therefore, I can imagine the steps will be a bit more for the Tawaf. And I was trying it without the sandals, and subhanallah, it started getting really painful maybe by the fifth tawaf, just by starting at around that time. And just by the end of Umrah, oh subhanallah, my legs, I could start looking at, like, they started looking red, akhi. I was like, I can't handle this. And I was probably around 130 something kilos at the time. By the way, I still had like walking as a bit of a habit back then, even as an obese person. At least like maybe 15 to 20 minutes of just walking by myself outside, which is not much. But that was really holding me back in Umrah, and it gives you that little shame inside you that, subhanAllah, this should be a fun process of you worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It should be easy, but you've made it difficult for yourself with the amount of weight that you're carrying. It's like a big fat suitcase, right? 30 kilos on top of you. So make life easy. Start hitting in the steps for yourself on a daily basis. Get to 10,000 steps, insha'Allah. There's so many benefits in there that you can, check for yourself. And insha'Allah, it'll really strengthen you, not only for Umrah, that will come. May Allah bless you and myself, Umrah and Hajj, Ameen. But also in the month of Ramadan. Imagine now that you're in Taraweeh, right? Your daily Taraweeh prayers, and Allahumma barik, may Allah bless the Imams reciting beautiful recitation of the Quran, and you're standing in prayer, maybe for long parts of the night or even all night, you never know. Can your feet withhold or stand that? That's another thing that you have to take account in if you're going to be carrying so much weight. That affects your deen in so many ways. So yeah, may Allah bless you strength, and may Allah bless me strength, and us all the same. Ameen. Keep it up, akhi.